Here to discuss, trial and compliance attorney Seth Berenzweig. Seth, can you break this down legally speaking? Because the District of Columbia, unlike LA, unlike Chicago, New York City, is ultimately controlled by the commander-in-chief. It has a different charter.
That's right. There are different laws that make this case a bit unique, and one of the legal strands that cuts through this case is the D.C. Home Rule Act. One of the larger and still important contexts of the case is federal law. As you've noted, this is a federal district, and there is a federal statute called the Posse Comitatus Act, which basically provides a general rule, and we'll talk about the exceptions. The general rule is that the United States military shouldn't be used for local law enforcement and deterrence purposes. However, there are very well recognized exceptions for protection of federal property, protection of federal buildings, addressing emergency situations where local law enforcement has been unable to provide meaningful protection for citizens in local jurisdictions. That was the case in Washington, D.C. And in fact, when you recall the outset of this legal matter, Mayor Muriel Bowser in D.C. stated that at least for an interim period of time, she was very much in support of the use of these troops in Washington, D.C. And the preeminent leaders of the police union also voiced very strong support, saying, as you've correctly stated, this was very badly needed. This is an issue that is bubbling up through a number of other jurisdictions on the same underlying legal issue. You have this strand of legal cases on this very precise issue in Los Angeles, Chicago, Portland. This is one of the most preeminent and timely legal issues of law and order in the United States. And I believe that this will, in a fast track, go to the D.C. Court of Appeals because there is a stay on this ruling until December 11, and all of these will ultimately bubble up for a final decision not long from now in the United States Supreme Court.
Seth, in every one of these cities that you were mentioning that's not D.C., and you both are totally right to point out the Home Rule Act makes D.C. just different. It's a different category than Chicago, L.A., et cetera. But in every one of these cities where Trump has deployed the National Guard, some Democrat, sometimes multiple Democrats, have sued to stop this from happening. Do you think that this case will have any ramifications on the other cities where this is happening across the country?
Well, I think that they will all intersect together in that you have a common denominator of legal issues. And you're correct, in Los Angeles, Governor Newsom also filed a lawsuit where, although he won initially at the trial court level, that was overturned on appeal in favor of the president. And we can recall back to where the L.A. police were literally hiding underneath bridges as they were being attacked with rocks by people that were threatening their very lives. I think that these cases will influence each other because they all have the same common denominator of the exceptions to the Posse Comitatus Act, and it will end up in the Supreme Court. It's amazing to me that these local governments act as if they are repellent to this kind of assistance. I'm here in the district. I go through the district. I'm actually going to be there for dinner tonight. I'm relieved to see these troops. It's law and order. It's calm. It's consistent with federal law, and I believe that these cases will resolve in the favor of the administration within the next couple of months.
Such a good point, and it's why you got to watch National Desk so you can learn about policies and laws like that. Seth Berenzweig, thanks so much for stopping by, and have a great dinner and a safe dinner in the District of Columbia tonight.